What's up, Taiwan? I'm Liao with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan's export orders dropped sharply in October. The Economics Ministry says orders dropped 6.3% year on year. It's the biggest decline since February 2020. Demand for high-tech items and other products have slumped amid a global economic slowdown. The Economics Ministry says the outlook remains uncertain. Global inflation, interest rate hikes, the war in Ukraine, and China's zero-COVID policy are all factors that could hurt export orders going forward. The death toll for an earthquake in Indonesia has risen to more than 160. Many of those killed were trapped under rubble in collapsed homes and buildings, including some schools. The 5.6 magnitude quake hit 10 kilometers below land on Indonesia's main island of Java on Monday afternoon. Rescuers are searching for trapped survivors. More than 300 people have been injured. At least 36 people have died in a factory fire in central China. The blaze spread through a plant in a high-tech zone in Henan Province's Anyang City. It began on Monday afternoon and was extinguished at 11 p.m. That's according to Chinese state media, which report that criminal suspects have been taken into custody in connection with the fire. They did not provide further details. Investigators in Taiwan's eastern county of Hualien have uncovered almost 1,000 cases of phantom voting, which is a form of election fraud. The cases involve people who registered their addresses in Hualien but do not actually live there. Taiwan's local elections are coming up this Saturday. Reports of vote buying have also increased this election season. Prosecutors are investigating thousands of cases across the country. Authorities are reminding people that voter fraud can be punished with up to 5 years in prison.
本身是不是因为支持特定的候选人而去做了这个户籍迁移的动作？你是不是没有居住在实际上你迁移过后的那个户籍地？如果这两个都符合的话，那请你审慎的评估你要不要行使投票权。
Taiwan's upcoming local elections are usually fought on issues of daily governance as relations with China take a back seat. But with many political parties putting cross-strait relations at the heart of their policy platforms, the issue of how to deal with Beijing is never far from the surface. That's the case for the Chinese Unification Promotion Party, one of the very few parties in Taiwan advocating for unification under China's preferred one-country, two-systems model. Our reporter Ed Moon caught up with the party's leader and one candidate for local elections to find out more.
举牌警告，请你们立刻停止违法集会。我们解散的同时，君悦酒店喝咖啡，我们今天在那边吃中餐，可以吗？可以。民主吗？
A clash with police on the streets of Taipei. For most politicians, it would be headline news. But for Zhang Anle and his Chinese Unification Promotion Party, it's just another day. Taiwanese politics is roughly divided into two main camps. Those who'd prefer to remain separate from China, and a smaller number who would one day like to be part of China. And then there are those on the fringes like the Unification Promotion Party that want Taiwan to unify with the Communist People's Republic of China under a one-country, two-systems model, like Hong Kong. And it wants it as soon as possible. It's a position that's far from the mainstream. Since democratizing in the 1990s, Taiwanese support for unification with China has dropped from a high of 22% in 1996 to just 6.4% this year. The CUPP's Zhang is notorious in Taiwan for reasons other than pushing for unification. He makes no secret of his background in organized crime. He spent 10 years in jail in the United States for drug trafficking. He's known as the White Wolf, although the origin of that nickname is somewhat mundane.
我现在皮肤黑啊，那时候皮肤白，另外一位皮肤黑，所以他叫黑狼，我叫白狼，就这么巧，没什么特殊意义。
Zhang was sent back to Taiwan from the US after leaving prison, but he quickly got into trouble again for his links to organized crime. That led to him fleeing Taiwan in 1996 for China. He wouldn't return for almost 2 decades. Now that he's back, his focus is on pushing Taiwan into the arms of Beijing.
我们成立中华统一书展的目的呢，是促进两岸的和平统一。为什么呢？因为只有两岸的和平统一，才是我们台湾人民幸福的最佳保证。
Despite little support for its ideas, Jiang and his party have an outsized voice in Taiwan. That's because of the regular protests they hold, criticizing Taiwan's government and its supporters in the West. The party has never come close to winning seats in Taiwan's national elections, but it has enjoyed some success at the local level. It currently has one elected neighborhood chief and has hopes of gaining a county council seat in this November's vote. It's all part of a strategy aimed at building grassroots support for the party's goals.
大家早安，我是第5选区登记第3号的苗栗县议员候选人曾婉晶。
Although Zhang spoke openly to TaiwanPlus about running as a candidate for the Unification Party, none of her campaign materials mentioned the party's name. Zhang says her main concern is tackling drug abuse, but she needed some guidance on the question of China.
两岸和平统一是两岸什么共和国？中华人民共和国。哦，什么？而且我们的经济目前在台湾并非能够独立，我们需要中国，我们需要统一。我全力支持统一，全力以赴。所以我希望这次婉晶能够顺利的进入议会，好来和我们的乡亲来发表正面的。我们中华统一促进党不是黑道。 对，张安任总裁是一个非常乐于助人。
The party's strong support for unification on China's terms often leads to clashes with authorities, and many question whether it is receiving Chinese money to fund its operations. That's a charge Jiang denies, although he makes no secret of the fact that his aims match Beijing's.
但是台湾要通过法律叫反渗透法，我说我是中共同路人，来办我。 我说我中共同路人，我不需要人家渗透。为什么我是中共同路人？因为我们同一条道路。
Political scientists say that so far, there's little evidence to suggest Jiang has persuaded many people. Despite spending big on their 2016 legislative campaign, they ended up with only 0.4% of the national vote.
It shows how unsuccessful they've been at trying to kind of win the hearts of Taiwanese voters, despite all that spending and media attention.
But with Beijing determined to eventually bring Taiwan under its control, groups like Jiang's, which are sympathetic to that aim, are equally determined to persuade Taiwanese voters that their future lies with China.
台独卖台，挑起战祸，我们阵前起义，不做炮灰。
Rick E. and Ed Moon for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's railway administration says that the Eastern Hualien line will resume operation before the Lunar New Year. The railway line was damaged by multiple earthquakes in late September, including a strong magnitude 6.9 tremor. The quakes twisted tracks and toppled bridges. The Hualien line is a popular route linking the country's southeast with the country's capital in Taipei. The number of passengers traveling on the line is expected to increase during the upcoming Lunar New Year holiday. Newly recruited basketball superstar Dwight Howard is likely to be out for 2 weeks after feeling knee discomfort. That's according to his team, the Taoyuan Leopards. Howard felt pain in his left knee after a teammate ran into his leg during Sunday's loss to the Taichung Suns. Doctors say there's no sign of serious injury, but they suggested that Howard rest for 2 weeks. That would mean that former NBA All-Star is likely to miss the Leopards' next 2 games. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally today, we leave you with images of Paris lighting up the Champs-Élysées, the most iconic avenue in France for Christmas. Christmas already? Whatever you say, Paris. I'm Liao. Take care and see you next time.